Hi, TMX team. This is Joe Gitz. I just want to give you an update on where we are with the TMX Contextual Analytics data terminal. So we've added a bunch of new features based on prospect and customer feedback, and I just want to walk through them with you. So first of all, as we have here the Canada and US settings. So if you hit Canada, the widgets will be based on Canadian securities. So here we have selected Canada. We have the company's reporting. Here's company name, document type, document date. We added a period date here, and then we have the aggregated sentiment as well as word count. Now I know we're getting a lot of positive feedback on social, so we have the social widgets in here as well. So you have your top and bottom sentiment social widgets. So top 10 based on S score. S score is our normalized sentiment. We have our bottom. These are our most negative sentiment securities. This is all updated every minute. It was updated every 15 minutes before. It's now updated every minute. And then we have high relative volume. So this is number of tweets relative to the historical baseline. So securities that have a large number of tweets about that particular security are popping up on this particular report. So it gives users what's happening in securities that are most likely to make moves. Now we also have the social sentiment heat map. The heat map is based on size is number of relative tweets, and in this case the color is sentiment. So more green, the more positive the sentiment, the more red, the more negative the sentiment. And then here we have a social stream, and then we also have what companies are reporting earnings today, yesterday, and tomorrow with current social sentiment. So what is the social sentiment on these securities right now? So that's the dashboard page. It's the page you hit when you log into the terminal. Some changes to the grid view as well. So we have Canada, US, global. We have watch lists that users can specify. So these are just some of my watch lists. So if I wanted to look at TSX 60, here's recent documents for the TSX 60. So you have your last report date in this case, and you have your period date. Let's go to the complete universe. So here we're looking at last report date, then we have period date. In this case, I want to look at all scheduled filings. Scheduled filings are 10Ks, 10Qs, annual reports, semi-annual, and quarterly. That's a new category that we've reported. So 629, McEwen Mining 629 report for a 12/31 fiscal end date. Again, you click on it, you have your overview. This is the overview of the company. You can select each individual filing. You have your filing for each period and risk factors, notes, and then the MD&A section. Then you have here, you have your annual report. They literally just filed an annual report. You click on it, and then you see the actual sentiment overlaid, or you can actually just look at the document. And then here's the ongoing sentiment for that particular filing. That's the grid view. Again, we have all the filing types in here as well. So if I want to look at ESG documents, so now I'm looking at Canadian companies, and 620 Fiera Capital reported their ESG document. Then we have TMX. Now TMX is actually, let's go back to grid view for a second, because something that we hadn't spoken about in the past. In the grid view, you can specify that you want to see screens. So if you specify a set of rules, you can set those up as screens. So I set up one, Canadian mining companies. So metals and mining is the industry, and then the country is Canada. So now I've got a screen called Canadian mining, and then I have the last reported date and then each individual period date. So you can now set up screens, and those will run for you automatically. All right. You also have in here your alerts. We kind of talked about this, but I don't know if we had them all set up. So here are all the individual reporting types that you could specify your alerts for. And an alert is an email alert that links back to the terminal. And then last thing I wanted to hit on was Theme Explorer. So we changed the look and feel of Theme Explorer a little bit. So you have all your themes here in a tab that you could specify, select an individual theme. So here I'm looking at batteries and batteries. So we have the last mention. So the last mention of the batteries. So actually, let's look at, all right, let's look at chapter 11, bankruptcy. So this is bankruptcy filings again, the last mention, and then we have the first mention in our look back period. So International Bond Fund, they mentioned bankruptcy 6/29/2023, so today, and they had 3 mentions in their document. So we added last mention, first mention, and then the number of mentions in that particular document. And here I'm looking at Canadian companies. So then if you edit, We obviously have your various country watch lists. Here I'm looking at CDAR filings, so we have all those different types. And then you can also download this table. So if you want to export this table to a spreadsheet, you can export that. So then you're going to get the companies, counts, and dates in there. Again, if you click on the actual document, it'll take you to the document. One thing we have here too is we have a count of where the mention was, and then you can click on the forward and back, and it'll actually show you the count as well. So let's give the, so here we just have one bankruptcy, one mention in this particular document. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. The product is evolving quickly, and I just wanted to bring you up to date. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.